friends, in today's video I thought I would take you down to my scary room. It's my utility room, laundry room down in my basement. It's not been finished. There's no carpet or no drywall on the walls or anything. It's just a basic utility room, laundry room. It's where we have all of our refrigerators, our extra refrigerator I should say, and our freezers and our washer and dryer. You can see them behind me. And this is where I'm going to set up the long-term food storage that I talked about in my grocery haul. Thought I'd bring you down here and kind of show you what I've got going on and what I'm kind of planning on doing to just set aside a couple extra months worth of staples in the event that who knows what will happen. In 2020, you just don't know what is going to happen this year. And even if it means that I end up getting laid off from my job again, or we just have a really bad winter, whatever the case may be, I just want to be a little bit more prepared in the event of something like that happening. So let me turn this camera around and I will show you what we got going on. Okay, so this is my laundry room. And you know, it's not super tidy. It's not horrible, but it's not super tidy. Over here on this shelf that is where I had kind of started to do some food storage in the past, and you know, I never really got super into it. But I do want to get this shelf all cleaned off and organized. I still have pickles from 2017 that need to be used. I canned a ton of pickles. And as you can see, I have some pasta and things going on. And I just want to get this shelf organized, and I want mostly just canned goods to go on this shelf here, this shelving unit. Over here, I have two chest freezers. The reason why we had these is because for a couple of years in a row, we did meat chickens. We did 50 meat chickens, and we bought a pig from a friend. So we needed extra freezers. Well, right now, we just went shopping. I just went shopping today. You will have seen that haul already, that grocery haul. But because I went shopping, my freezers are so jam-packed with stuff. I really just need to reorganize these completely. I want to make one of these just vegetables and fruit, the other one meat products. I have this freezer here that is completely empty, and it's actually turned off. We completely cleaned it out, defrosted it, and it's ready for when we get a pig. We're supposed to be getting a whole pig here sometime in the month of August. Typically that's when it happens, but you know, with how crazy everything has been, I really don't know the time frame of that. But I want to get this turned back on because I want to start putting some extra bread and things like that in this freezer. This is more than enough space for an entire pig, so I know I don't need to reserve all of this for the pork that we're going to be getting. I'll probably just use this top shelf and the door for other items, and save those two shelves and the bottom for the pork when it comes in. So that's what this freezer is all about. It's all clean and ready to go. I just need to plug it back in before I can start. I mean, I could put the bread in it before it gets completely cold, because you know, bread doesn't have to stay cold. This is the refrigerator that this needs to be cleaned out desperately needs to be cleaned out. There's stuff in here I don't even know what is in here, but I want to get it cleaned out, throw stuff away that is super past date or that we won't ever use. And what I want to use this for is for things like rice and flour and things like that, oatmeal, stuff like that I want to keep frozen just for longevity's sake, so that it lasts longer. And then the refrigerator This just needs to be organized. This is just overflow for things that don't fit in our refrigerator upstairs. We have a really small refrigerator upstairs, so yeah, we definitely need 2 refrigerators, especially since I don't shop every week. I try to shop twice a month, and so we do need extra space for storing things. So let me go ahead and get my tripod set up, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is go through this freezer and get it completely cleaned out and then wiped out, and start getting things organized. I couldn't get it as clean as I wanted it to because the freezer is cold. If this was turned off, I would have been able to scrub it better, but I don't want to turn this refrigerator off and let it, get warm. So I cleaned it as best I could, and then I took an extra little scrap of linoleum that we had laying around, and I cut it to fit, and I just put it down in the bottom. And I think this will help make it easier to keep this clean because it won't have all those grooves. I can just wipe this out much easier. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the long-term storage stuff that I want to put in here in this freezer. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just put some rice. I've got some yellow rice and some brown rice. And then I've got some more brown rice. And I'm just going to put that in here for now. That's pretty much all I have right now. But I am going to eventually get some oatmeal and some more rice and some flour to put in here. In the door of this, I'm going to go ahead and just put all of our dairy-free cheese, Olivia and my dairy-free cheeses, back in here. For these 2 freezers, there probably won't be much of anything that I need to throw away. This is all pretty, this food has not been here all that long, but I just want to get it organized. Like I said, I want that freezer to be vegetables and fruit, and this freezer to be meat products. So I'm just going to go ahead and start getting this organized. So this is all of the meat products that I got out of that freezer. This is all the pork that we had left over from last year from the pig that we got, and quite a bit of chicken and stuff. So I'm going to move all of this stuff off of this freezer and do the same thing with this freezer, pull everything out, put all the veggies over there and fruit, and make this the meat freezer. got these two done, and it looks like I should have made my decision and swapped it and made this the veggie freezer and that the meat freezer, because I took mostly veggies out of this one and mostly meat out of that one, but that's okay. Now I have all of the meat in this freezer. That is broth. I need to use that soon, but it's not soup weather. That's the problem. But these are chicken broth. I've got quite a bit of chicken broth that I need to use up. And then this freezer, I ended up putting that pork back in there temporarily because I didn't want it getting lost in the meat freezer. Once the other freezer, this upright freezer, Scott plugged it in for me. He got home from work and plugged it in for me. Once it's cold, like by tomorrow, I will transfer just this pork into that freezer because that's going to be the pork freezer anyway. And I'll make sure that we use this first before we get the next pig. But otherwise, this is all fruits and vegetables in this freezer. In this freezer, I went ahead and just stuck, we keep ice on hand for drinks and stuff. This was left over from when we went camping, which I don't think it's going to be fit to use for drinks because it's been open. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that ice, but this ice I will probably transfer to this big freezer as well once it comes up to temperature. And then I just stuck these frozen meals and Travis's pizza in this freezer just for right now. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot in there. One tub of Cool Whip, some mustard seed for when I do pickles, and like I said, the dairy-free cheese. So in this freezer, I just put the bread products because they don't have to be kept frozen, and they'll be fine in there until this freezer comes up to temperature. And so other than bread items and probably that ice and the pork when we get that pig, that's the only thing that's going to go in this freezer. So the next thing I want to do is get these shelves cleaned off. I know that in this cardboard box I have more pickles, and maybe I'll put the pickles on the bottom shelf and put the empty jars inside the box so I can get that out of the way. But yeah, I want to get this cleaned off and reorganized. Okay, so here is the shelf. I still have room down back behind there. As you see, I have the pasta and the dried things in here. We don't have a whole lot of problems with mice, but just in case. And I just took a lot of this stuff out of my cabinet upstairs and brought it down here. Our cabinet upstairs was just overflowing anyway. And so a lot of this I did buy specifically for long-term storage, but some of this I just took out of my cabinet. Now these 2 cans of stewed tomatoes have been down here for a while, so I'm probably going to take those back upstairs. In fact, I will, so that we can get those used. That's the key to long-term food storage, is to rotate what you have. Hi friends, this is a different day, and as you can see, I'm back in my utility room. I'm going to work some more on my long-term food storage. That's kind of hard for me to say. I don't know why. That emergency food storage, that might be better. There's another area in here I wanted to get organized and cleaned up, and so I'm just going to go ahead and add this onto the video and yeah, so let me turn the camera around and show you what I want to get done. I have this table here. It's between the sink and the dryer, and as you can see, it is just loaded with junk. So I want to get all of this junk cleaned off of here. Some of the stuff needs to be thrown away. Some of the stuff needs just to be put in somewhere else. I'm going to clean this table off, and then I have some of this leftover Pioneer Woman contact paper. I'm going to recover it just because I want it to look cheerful. And I'm going to use this table to store my long-term like supply of cleaning products, paper products, that kind of thing. So that's all of the cleaning supplies that I have stocked up for right now. I do plan to add to this. So yeah, that's this designated area for cleaning and laundry supplies. Alright friends, that's it for this video. That's the beginning of my kind of prepping ahead, looking ahead, my you know, just in case food storage. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope this motivated you to maybe think a little bit ahead and stock up some things for your family for the future. Thanks so much for watching, friends, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.